Hey guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 back up at you again for another live review. As of course, we are live for my live review of SmackDown Live, the November 27th, 2018 edition that took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the hometown of the reigning, defending, undisputed, lazy ass Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. Had to throw it there, but yeah, we're in Brock's hometown. And of course, he was not there because one, SmackDown, Brock's on Raw, and two, he's lazy, won't show up. But of course, after watching, so I didn't get to catch Raw last night. After catching the god awful highlights of Raw, I came up here earlier and just pretty much just breezed through it and just ranted on a lot of stuff that happened there. Last week, if you guys remember, the Fallout show from Survivor Series SmackDown was kind of disappointing. Like, it was not, since the Superstar shakeup happened, it was probably the weakest episode we've seen of SmackDown Live. This week's episode, though, much better. Shows that, hey, once in a while, SmackDown will have a bland episode. But, don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because, Ryan Ward is head writing this, even though apparently him and Road Dogg are both co-head writing it. Makes me sick to even think about that. SmackDown has still, at least, it's doing the basic things. It's telling stories. It's establishing, for the most part, who we're supposed to like, who we're not supposed to like. And even if some of the stuff is like, bothers me a little bit, which I'll talk about a couple little things, it still has me intrigued. And I can't say when I watch the highlights, since again I'm not working Tuesday nights unless I change my schedule up around, depending on if I just end up staying at this job longer or whatnot, past the seasonal time, which I don't know yet when it would end if I would be let go after the peak ends and whatnot. But anyways, so I got to catch the highlights of SmackDown, and everything I saw for the most part, I was very well invested in. And unlike Raw, this week's episode of SmackDown Live left a more blueprint. We have one more match made official for TLC, which is going to be a good one. It's going to be a very good match, and I cannot wait for it. We got that. And then we're going to be having what's I going to say? Now, we got that match set. We have the picture set for other feuds going forward as well. As Raw again just left nothing interesting at all to look forward to for that show or TLC. But SmackDown, of course, delivered once again. So let's check the live chat and see what we've got here. We have got Jay. What is up, Jay? Saying digging a new haircut again. Thanks, I got it because I'm going to a wedding out of town next Saturday. And also because, haven't had one since I had in like 2 or 3 months. And, since the holidays coming up, might as well, get a fresh look, if you know what I mean. So that's why I got the haircut to take when I got back from Cleveland. So thank you. Thank you. What's up, Lauren? Saying SmackDown Live was awesome. You can give it a B+, so much better than that half a show we call Raw. Half a show we call, yes. So glad Becky and Styles turn for sure. We're also getting Joe versus Hardy. She's down, which I'm interested in that as well. Asuka and Charlotte, Becky in a TLC match. Finally, they'll be doing the right thing for SmackDown from their devastating loss at Survivor Series for sure. Jeff having 20 years. Wows. What's up, T and Couponer? Thank you for joining us. I'm not doing too bad. Just my feet are hurting from walking around scanning a bunch of packages. Let's see here. She's still calling that Ray and Randy will have a chairs match at TLC, which I put that in my card prediction. And I do think that could actually be a pretty good chairs match for sure. And yes, I am styled and profiled with the new haircut for sure. Is Charlotte and Becky both heel? We'll discuss that, of course, and when we talk about that opening segment. But I think I'll get to the review now. So keep the stuff coming in the live chat. We got Jay, T and Couponer, and Lauren in the live chat. So it should be, of course, a fun review. So the show opens up with Paige in the ring. She introduces the man. I'm sorry. As Paige says, the man. Not the man, like Nia Jax says. Becky Lynch, who makes her return and pretty much confirming that she will be at TLC, whatnot. She comes out and she acknowledges that when you're the hottest thing in the entire industry, any time away is too much time away. She attacked Raw, bled, fought, and won before showing up the next night to fight in that Survivor Series to fight, but she was stopped and they tried to hold her back. But not no mo, baby girl. And the man is putting herself back in the game, which had to be pure babyface stuff right there. Saying she acknowledged the fact that she is the hottest thing going on right now, which is true. Again, that's very Velveteen Dream like. Even though Velveteen Dream is no more like a babyface now. Even when he was a heel, he still acknowledged the crowd. And once again, when Becky does that, that's great because it is truth. Even though, again, it started making me wonder if they did turn Becky back to being a face and Charlotte heel because of what happened in this promo. But I'm still going to wait till let's say, okay, Becky's a face, but we'll see what happens. So she had to watch someone step into her shadow and fight Ronda Rousey, and she wants to get this out of the way. So she calls out Charlotte. Charlotte comes out. Becky says she told her to give Ronda the beating she would have, and she came pretty close. Although if it were her, Ronda wouldn't have been standing the next night, which did kind of again disappointing because Ronda didn't really sell that beating too well, or showing off a few scars she had and whatnot. But which I liked because I was worried that Becky would have approved of what Charlotte did, and they were going to be. Which I'm not saying they had to have been best buddies, but I did want them to be. I don't want them to be a heel duo. That's not why I didn't want them to be. So it kind of Becky was like you did good, but not good enough, pretty much. Fighting for her, pretty much, which is what I wanted to happen. Which I'm fine. I'm fine with that. It took Charlotte channeling her to take it to the Raw Women's Champion. Flair said she wasn't trying to be her. She was just being herself, the 7-time Women's Champion, the only woman on either roster capable of giving Ronda Rousey the beating that she deserves. Genetically superior and has the mindset to do anything to get the job done. Whoa! Becky says she just went from copying her old man to copy the man, and she's a bootleg Becky trying to take what's hers, and she's not having it, which I'm like, bold because it's true. Although she's glad she beat the phoniness out of her, Flair says that Nia Jax must have hit her harder than she thought because she went from quirky to delusional, and Lynch is the one copying Ric Flair. Flair then calls out Ronda, saying she'll be at TLC, and she was born ready before addressing Becky again, saying she fought for herself and she'll fight her again right now. They start arguing with each other. Paige tells them to shut up. She loves the side of Charlotte that you haven't seen any roster on a woman with this degree or desire. So she's giving her a rematch against Becky Lynch at TLC, which will be a TLC match. Which I'm like, okay, but once again, I didn't want to see Charlotte get another title opportunity because I didn't want to see her get that win back over Becky. But then things got very interesting. Out came, here's a little weird part. Out came the heels, the heel females, and Mandy Rose led the way, saying that pretty much what's true. Charlotte keeps getting all these title opportunities, and she's pretty much saying that you're playing favorites with your former PCB buddies, and you're not giving anything to your old Absolution friends and whatnot. Why? And then out came the baby faces. Once again, why did it have to come out separately? Obviously, okay, we are the bad girls, but we are the good girls. I didn't like that. That was that's something I wasn't a big fan of. Paige pretty much takes into consideration saying, you're right, you all deserve opportunity. So she makes a main event battle royale, and the winner will be added to the TLC match. So I'm like, okay, fair game there. We then have Cesaro backstage apparently chewing at Big Show for not helping them win last week in that stupid Thanksgiving feast fight, and then he just hits a WMD. Well, it's a knockout punch on them and walks off. So, okay, Big Show's not with them anymore. And then the Bar have a match with the Usos. pretty fun back and forth tag match. Again, I give Minneapolis credit. The crowd was hot, definitely tonight, especially of course in that opening promo. It felt like watching an episode of NXT. The crowd was that hot tonight, and there was some great back and forth action between them. Of course, towards the end of the match, it looked like at one point they were going to get the double oos, which they did actually do another tribute when they did one of the punch. They did a little tribute to Roman Reigns' Superman punch once again to show their tribute to, as they call him, the Big. Cesaro knocked off one of the Usos, and then when the other Uso went to hit the splash, Sheamus got his knees up, but then they were able to turn it around. They did several kicks on them, and then one of the Usos then did a diving splash on Cesaro to get the win. So I'm guessing we are getting a match between the Usos and the Bar for the tag titles at TLC, which is cool with me. Get a fresh matchup in there. Again, they had a really good match, I thought, at Survivor Series last year, so something fresh to do. I mean, we've seen the Bar take on the New Day how many times, so I'm glad to see the Bar and the Usos take on each other. Speaking of New Day, backstage, they're laughing on something Xavier Woods' phone. Miz comes up, thinks that they're watching the Marine 6, which once again, Xavier Woods was like, oh, well, we're not watching Marine 6 starring Becky Lynch. They pretty much start mocking The Miz for losing in that tag match last week to the Bryant brothers or something like that. Miz, of course, says they were battling through injuries from Survivor Series. Kofi Kingston asks if he means the same show where they were the only team to win for SmackDown. The Miz said that didn't count because any of them, he could be any of them in his capacity as the 2/3 best in the world, which he's saying that Shane McMahon is the other third and is his bestie, their team co-besties or whatnot. And then of course he pretty much just like says he's going to challenge them into a match later on tonight. We then have AJ Styles come out. He lets the crowd chant him on, saying for 14 days he's been without the WWE title. And they've seen him a lot longer than the 371 days he had the title. No one likes to lose, and he hates losing, but it's the way that he lost that bothers him. He then see the footage of how he lost the title, how Daniel Bryan pretty much kicked him in the nuts and turned heel, winning the championship, beat him down afterwards. He says he knows he had a target on his back, but who would have thought that target would have moved somewhere else? But he gets it. He wanted something that badly before. But what bothers him is the part afterwards where Bryan kicked him in the head over and over again to the point where he wasn't medically cleared for Survivor Series or last week's SmackDown. He watched Bryan try to explain his actions from home last week. We got a replay of Bryan's promos, which was great last week. Sounds like BS to him. He doesn't care which Daniel Bryan it is. He got the same face that he's looking forward to smashing. Hell, he doesn't want to wait. He'll do it right now. But Bryan apparently it wasn't there, and he wasn't on the live events, and he thinks Bryan's been watching Raw and getting ideas as to how things work over there. But this is the house that AJ Styles built for 371 days. He never missed a live event, a pay-per-view, or SmackDown. Well, somewhat of a lie there because he was away for doing a couple, promotional things. He wasn't on SmackDown, but he did kind of like a handy-cam promo. He was a champion. This is where he belongs. Now, I'm not sure if he made that comment that Brock Lesnar referenced because they were in Brock's hometown. But if that's the reason why, I kind of didn't like how he made it seem like that, kind of compared Daniel Bryan to Brock Lesnar being a champion. Because again, I don't want Daniel Bryan being that type of a heel. Pretty much, I didn't like that part. Again, I liked how even though the turn was kind of abrupt, I still felt. And again, it was at a moment where it's like, okay, we all wanted to see it. I did think the transition into the heel character was excellent for Bryan, but don't compare him to Brock Lesnar heel type. Pretty much, don't do that. He rolls out his hyperbaric chamber. He wants Bryan to make sure he's at TLC with his dreams, his excuses, in the championship because that belongs to the phenomenal AJ Styles. So great promo, great delivery and whatnot. But again, I just wasn't a fan of him comparing him to Brock Lesnar pretty much. We then had we didn't have another Lars Sullivan video package. And then we were supposed to have Shinsuke Nakamura take on Rusev, but then Nakamura beat down on Rusev and took him out with a couple of Kinshasa. So I guess we're getting another match with Rusev and Nakamura at next pay-per-view, which doesn't really excite me that much. We've seen that match how many times? And this U.S. title run, again, it keeps saying it's been bland. All right, check the live chat, actually. I haven't checked the live chat for a while. Let's see here. Asuka deserves a title match. Manny threw shots at Paige, for sure. She looked pretty hot doing it. Becky's new Titantron is lit, and she needs a new theme song, though. If she's going to still be having, like, I mean, again, depends on if she is a babyface or a heel. But if they're going to take more of a heel character for her, which I felt like that she showed more signs of being a babyface because, well, I'll get to it shortly also. But again, I'm still going to wait to see what happens. But if she was going to be a full-fledged heel, I still think she should have a new theme song. But I didn't get to see her new Titantron. But Charlotte actually looked beautiful tonight. She did, definitely. Of course, the makeup, of course, on her looks different. Kind of maybe look a little more darker if she's a heel, so I like that. Where will Lars Sullivan end up? Not sure. I kept thinking Raw, but this point, put him on SmackDown. Because put him on Raw, they really hit big time. SmackDown was #1 show last week. I saw it on the show. I was shocked, but happy to see that for sure. It needs to be the A show. Amazing will turn face and Shane heel before Mania watch. Again, we'll see what happens with the Miz face turn. But again, don't have it be face Miz versus heel Daniel Bryan. That's not going to work. I still don't think. Charlotte is definitely to be a heel. If that happens, could it be Miz versus Shane at Mania, which I've heard rumors. I wouldn't mind seeing Miz and Shane at Mania, either whatever dynamic it was. There's only 10 women on SmackDown, 6 heel and 4 face. Well, not including the champs, maybe 12, but I guess that's the case. Could be. I won't be interested, to be honest. I love for Becky to retain, but Asuka also deserves a win as well, for sure. Mandy was speaking facts about Charlotte, for sure. Paige needs to lose the heavy lipstick. She looks better with lighter colors. I agree, actually. And yeah, what was Big Show doing knocking out the bar? Weird. So I guess another face turn. I don't know. Unless he's not coming back for television, I'm not sure. She likes the Usos, but the bar deserves better. TLC has to be good. I'm hoping on the SmackDown side for sure. The big turn made another turn. I guess so. We'll see. Catch my live TLC predictions tomorrow. I'll try to catch it again. I have to work in the afternoon, but I'll still try to catch it. Right, got a feel for Miz. To me, it sounded like AJ was getting mixed reactions. A little bit too, but he did deliver that promo really great. AJ was getting still that title, to be honest, even though I love him. But I do agree. I mean, it wasn't quite his fault. Just his feuds were starting to get a little bland, I felt. I mean, the best one, of course, was him and Joe. But I do definitely agree. It wasn't as strong with Ty Reigns' first run, but, still not opposed to having the AJ Styles have the championship. Bryan versus Styles continuing to rumble. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't know if they'll continue to rumble, but I do say Bryan will either face Cena at Rumble or WrestleMania. I'm still thinking. I did not see Starrcade. Apparently it was awful, which good thing I didn't watch then. The crowd tonight was good at some points, but other times they seemed bored. They were pretty hot a lot too. Yeah, apparently Rollins and the Ambrose was at Starrcade. No need to split. I'm sorry. I'm getting sick of it. Kofi or Big E need to go solo. For sure, Big E definitely, as I keep saying, I've always been a Big E singles fan. Big E as a heel, I actually would be interested in seeing that as well. Rusev for new U.S. champion, he will be more credible for the title. I wouldn't mind Rusev winning the U.S. title again, but again, my problem is we've seen him have how many U.S. title runs already, and him winning another one is going to feel like Wade Barrett winning the Intercontinental Championship left and right, though. He needs to be a world champion. We'll probably never see it, though. Big E needs a turn. We need Nikki Cross on SmackDown, right? I'm still surprised she's not there. I don't know why she isn't. Styles will win the Rumble, she's saying. After the Orton Mysterio feud, who will be next? Not sure, actually. We'll have to wait and see. Styles and Lesnar for Universal title Mania, maybe. I've heard rumors about it, which I wouldn't be opposed to it. If AJ wins, that is. If Brock wins, I give no shits. AJ needs to win it if he does go after Brock for the Universal Championship. We will see. Who dethrone Bryan, Bar, Becky, Bar, and Nakamura? I'd say for Becky, Asuka. The Bar, I don't know if I want to see the Usos win the tag titles yet. The bar, if they were built up there, I'd love to see it be sanity, but it's probably not going to happen. So I'm not sure that one. Brian, maybe Cena might do it. Not sure. We'll see. Um, um, Elite Squad, what's up? Said they predicted Joe interrupting Hardy's celebration. We'll get that shortly. It's rumored Seth is facing Lesnar, which if he wins, cool. Joe cut deep wounds to Jeff about his abuse, not right. Like what? I'm like, what the fuck? Well, I mean, it was a great promo. He definitely cut, but yeah, definitely tore into him spilling that truth. Kind of remind me of whenever CM Punk tore into Jeff Hardy in 2009. But let's get to that now. Actually, we have the stuff set in the ring for Jeff Hardy's 20-year anniversary or whatnot. We get like a little highlight reel, whatnot. He said he doesn't know what to say other than to thank us all, watching all those crazy moments. He can't believe he did half the stuff, and he wonders what's wrong with him. The business has given him creative outlet, and his face paint is way better than it was 10 years ago. He feels free to be the charismatic enigma, and that's cool through the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Each of us has stuck by his side, and for that, he's grateful. He thanks, of course, his family and whatnot. And since this is far from retirement speech, doesn't know what the future holds, but he wants to find out together. Out came Joe congratulating Jeff and begs for forgiveness for being late. He was getting ready to propose a toast, but realized having a bottle of champagne around maybe isn't the best idea, which, of course, referring to, is alcohol issues. Shane goes to hold him back, but Jeff wants Joe to continue. He puts the video package over and says it must have been a treat for Jeff since he wasn't coherent enough at the time to remember any of it. Joe doesn't celebrate weaknesses. He doesn't nor believe in second chance, especially when men like him haven't gotten there first. Hardy does the delete gesture, and Joe continues saying what bugs him is despite all of Jeff's mistakes, he allowed himself to be put on a pedestal. That makes him absolutely sick because for as many times as he got us out of our seat, there's an equal and opposite time he let us down. People like Hardy never change, and the demons are always waiting to take control. So the next time he feels powerless, Joe offers a hand in friendship, a simple one-step program, swift but definitely not painless. Jeff says no matter what he says, he can't rain on his parade, and he walks a tightrope for 20 years. And he still lives for the moment. So what does he say? We make a moment right now. Joe sits down the mic, and then he says he doesn't want any part of Jeff's challenge, so he walks out. So I guess we are getting a match with Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe, which could be good, but I don't know. After, Joe had lost how many times to AJ Styles, again, I'm kind of like, okay, I mean, I'm not quite as invested in Joe, but I got to give the guy credit when he kind of pretty darn good promo digging into Jeff like that. But if they do feud, I do think Joe needs to win more than Jeff does. I'm trying to think, when was the last time Joe actually won on pay-per-view? By a clean finish, that is. I really cannot think of it. Yeah, I think the only pay-per-view, well, I'm sorry. He won at Extreme Rules in 2017 when he qualified for that match against Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. So I think Joe definitely needs this win more than Jeff when it happens. We have Kofi Kingston taking on The Miz. Decent match, not much to say. There was a couple times where, of course, the New Day was distracting Miz and whatnot. And then, Miz tried to distract the referee. He tried to take the turnbuckle off. But then, of course, Big E blocked Miz from doing it to Kofi with, a row of pancakes. It was weird. And then, of course, he tries to hit a steel chair on Kofi from behind, but then Xavier Woods gets the chair out of the way. Miz loses to a Trouble in Paradise. Decent match, not much too special for. We didn't have this promo by Randy Orton, which the lighting that they use reminds me of the lighting they used to use for him like back in like 2009 and whatnot, which I think looks awesome. Definitely like that darker lighting they use on him wherever he does his promos. He says people call his actions disturbing, but if you had to choose a word, he'd choose euphoric. He never really understood what the big deal about the mask was they ripped from Ray's face. He didn't mean to disrespect his culture, but to embarrass and humiliate him and take him off the pedestal we put him on. What he did was prove to us that at this stage of his career, Mysterio is another victim of the three most destructive largest force of entertainment, RKO. Mysterio came out wearing a neck brace, and him and Randy brawl a couple times. Looked like Ray got the upper hand on him, but then Randy, easily turned the tables on him. He took the neck brace off, of course, and was attacking him. He did smash him into the steps of the steel chair. So obviously we are teasing a chairs match between Orton and Mysterio, which I think could be interesting. Yeah, I'm still not a fan of the fact that even though it's Orton that's doing what he's set out to do, knock all of our little heroes off the pedestal, I still don't feel like they could do something a little bit different though, besides the whole thing of the ripping off the mask. Again, how many times have we seen that? That's my problem. I really have, but it's still intriguing. I definitely think Mysterio and Orton can put on a good chairs match at TLC. Backstage, Miz rolls up to Shane, asks him where was he during his match with the New Day. Shane says he was right here. Miz says he can't will this team into existence on his own. He just wants Shane to beat him a third of the way in. He could have beaten Kofi if he had his partner on hand, to which Shane says they're not a team. The Miz insists that the trophy is their child, and he knows for a fact that they're damn good parents, and that makes them family. So start acting like it. He just throws the trophy into Shane's arm and storms off. Kind of find that promo a little bit funny, the way Miz acting like, oh, we're a family here, whatnot. It's like, no, we aren't. But I felt it funny too how he calls the trophy their child, and pretty much say, here, start acting like a good parent, and shoves the trophy in there. But then we got our main event, the Battle Royale to be added to the TLC match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka, Billie Kay, Carmella, Lana, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Peyton Royce, Sonya Deville, and Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship number one contendership Battle Royale. Not bad, bad Battle Royale for the most part. They showed, of course, trying to remember what see. Lana's tried to get upper hand a couple times, but it doesn't quite work out. But Lana did eliminate the Iconics and whatnot. There really wasn't too much tease though with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. They did tease a breakup of them for the past week. They didn't really tease any this past week. Of course, Mandy took a nice, not a nice, but a very vicious bump off of the post when she got eliminated. The final two actually were Asuka and Sonya Deville, which I'll give Sonya credit, even though I've never been a big fan of her wrestling. I will give her credit and say that after her Survivor Series, performance, I thought she did pretty well there. Didn't think she did too bad here either. So I definitely was starting to see the improvement in the in-ring style for Sonya. Of course, Mandy's been killing it on the microphone lately, so Mandy's the mouthpiece. Sonya is, is the wrestler, but I still think they need to split them up. Again, I was more interested in them when Paige is trying to get them to, be up on their own and whatnot, if you know what I mean. But of course, Asuka would eventually win by hitting a knee on Sonya Deville on the apron, and Asuka wins to be added to the TLC match. Charlotte and Becky look on from the commentary desk, which again is interesting. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with this TLC triple threat, but I think it's going to be freaking awesome. Of course, the reason why, again, I'm going to say that I feel that Becky's more of a babyface is because in a Fallout interview backstage, she gave Asuka credit for winning the match. For earning her opportunity, but she says once again Charlotte gets another opportunity, and it's freaking truth. So I feel that they did kind of go in the right direction with Becky tonight, making her feel more like like an aggressive baby face. But I still want to wait and make sure that's what the case going forward. But the dynamics felt good tonight, let's put it that way. And that's how it went off the air, guys. And I thought it was a strong show. I forgot to do the poll on Twitter, though. But I thought it was a strong edition of SmackDown Live. Again, so much better than last week's edition. Had to take the rant. hashtag off of the Twitter post, of course. But I was very pleased with what we got today on SmackDown Live, so I'll give it a B plus. Also, again, a couple things could have been a little bit better. Like the Miz and Kofi match was okay. The Big Show leaving the bar was random. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of AJ Styles again saying that comparing Daniel Bryan to Brock Lesnar, because no, that's not the heel champion I want Daniel Bryan to be. But it was still a strong show. Everything got me invested in something going forward. That's all I could ask for. Let's check the live chat before. Let's see here. Where are we at? Joe's the best heel on SmackDown or nah? I'd say one of the best, except the fact that he doesn't win on the big moments. Big fan of Joe. Why is it heels enjoy their work more than faces? I don't know, because again, they can get into it more. Who knows? They know how to book heels better. Wish Joe would have beaten Lesnar for the title for sure. Joe is okay. Just hope he beat WWE champion by now for sure. He definitely needs so too. One pick that Jeff will retire in 2 years, which makes sense. Joe and Hardy in a ladder match, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. Imagine Joe, Orton, Bryan, and Becky go to Raw in a shakeup, and Sasha, Bray, Finn, and Rollins go to SmackDown, which I feel would be a solid, trade. Joe is definitely a great heel. No, Joe didn't win a Money in the Bank because he was in the match. Don't know why creative don't like talented stars. It's not that they don't like them. They only have certain superstars again they want to push. Unfortunately, they're not talented, but they just act like, okay, he's at the top, he's at the bottom, and they do nothing with it. Just like saying, oh, you wanted this match? Here, you have it. And it doesn't, capitalize on what it's supposed to be. Miz definitely does deserve better. Where are they going with him? Surprised he's not fighting for the WWE title. I thought they were going to go with that, but then they turned Bryan heel, and now, again, I don't know which direction they're going with it. Hardy versus Joe at TLC. No one contender match for the world title, which, sure, go with that. I definitely think so. That'd be great. Orton is definitely a beast on promos when he's a heel. He seems to enjoy being a villain more. I'd have to say I do too. For sure, definitely. He's much better as a heel, I'd say. It's not Orton's fault for the mask fiasco's career. I definitely not blame Orton, but again, I'm saying, so why does everything involving Rey Mysterio has to be about the mask being ripped off? We're doing it again on 205 Live also again, just bring something different. I'm saying the match can still be good, but something a little bit different to the story, please. Ray coming out in the neck brace, really making him look weak. Well, he was selling off the injury, the stuff that Randy did to him last week at least. Happy that Oscar won the Battle Royal for sure. Hopefully Orton will dethrone Bryan or Styles for the title at some point. We need a decent heel champion. Bryan's doing all right so far, but it's still too early to say. Orton and Joe are the only heels who've been getting booed, but that means they're doing their job. Exactly, because we're supposed to hate them. Oscar needed the win. Don't think they should have had the Battle Royal as the main event. Sonya is better than Mandy in the ring. Yes. Asuka versus Becky at Mania. That, or we may get a triple threat with Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte. Maybe that's what I'm starting to see. Maybe we'll see what happens though. But Asuka and Becky will still be a great match. And Michael Cole was at SmackDown apparently. I missed out. I watched the highlights. Yeah, I still can't believe Kurt Hawkins is Ember Moon's tag team partner now in the Mixed Match Challenge. She thinks Becky is more of a tweener or anti-hero, but with heel qualities. Yeah, again, she's more aggressive, but she's starting to at least acknowledge the crowd and not bash them again. So I feel like she's pretty much just being how she was as a heel, but doing it to the heels pretty much. So yeah, Jinder apparently Mahali should have defeated Hawkins and Ember. Screw that. I didn't watch that. Great SmackDown review tonight. Definitely better show than last week. Got to work at 6 a.m. Great stream as always. See you Friday. We'll see you then, Lauren. Definitely have a good night. Well, she's still here. Who would you rather? What would you rather be, face or heel? Me, both. She said. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely a baby face. Like, you can't make me a full-fledged heel. You can't. It's impossible to make me a full-fledged heel. I'm too good of a person, if I say so. I'll see you then, Lauren. If Braun can't be a TLC, they could have Corbin versus Alexa Mystery Man. Winner get to be Raw GM. Ooh, interesting. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but we'll have to wait to see what goes on with that. But yeah, thank you everybody again for joining the live chat. I'm going to check out now. I got to work tomorrow afternoon, so back to scanning boxes tomorrow. But yeah, I gave SmackDown B+ again, guys. Just stay patient with me, through the holidays. As you know, my schedule's gonna be a little wonky with my extra job. So definitely SmackDown reviews aren't going to be exactly right after SmackDown, but they will still be happening. I'm still going to be keeping track of SmackDown. Again, I'm not going anywhere. But maybe I'll get my schedule changed the way I'll work Monday nights instead. That way I can watch SmackDown and just watch the highlights of Raw, because I don't really want to have to watch the show anyways, because Raw sucks. Hashtag Raw cleanse. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I'm going to check out here again. B+ with SmackDown Live. What grade would you give SmackDown Live tonight? Leave that down in the comment section below. And be sure to always click my like and subscribe or content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. And guys, I will see you sometime tomorrow for my trifecta reviews of NXT UK, 205 Live, NXT, and also I'm going to try to get back to my video game Let's Plays also, because I haven't been able to get back to them since before Thanksgiving. So until then, guys, I will see you guys all later. I'll see you guys whenever again. I'm repeating myself. Have a great night, and peace out, everybody.